Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a podcast and safe space for Black and marginalized creatives to empower, educate, and uplift you through the final product of self and creation. Bring a homie, share with a homie, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Creatively Exposed, a podcast where we rehumanize the creative one episode at a time. And it's been a while, y'all. It has been a little bit. I've been out here building things and configuring, and my zine 12 steps is now still for pre-order, but I will be shipping them soon. And so I also have an audiobook and e-version of it. And I want to talk about the journey. Wow. It has been an interesting few months out of this year. And sometimes the journey asks of you to surrender, to let go, to be led, to believe that what feels sometimes like madness is attainable. And so to be less vague, right? In October, I was laid off from what I used to do in my day job. I've been in the finance world for a long time, payables especially. I've been focused on payables. Did I study that? No. But life has a weird way of having you fall into things. And something told me I wasn't going to make it past the month that I was laid off. And that was from the first day I stepped foot in there. And well, here we are, y'all, going through a lot of deprogramming, a lot of sitting with and having the audacity. I feel like that's been my word lately, of like the audacity to say, you know what? I am going to go the other way. I've been on this hamster wheel for a while. What did I tell my friend when I was talking to her? I started working at 18 or 19. I am 34, for whoever wants to do the math. Now I want to do the math. But anyway, 18 years, I think it is, give or take, whatever. And so I began to ask myself, what if? And it started in 2020. It started when I was first laid off in 2020. And wow, 2022. I'm still reeling a little bit from it. It has been a whirlwind of grief in so many levels. Who I was prior to this year, I am no longer. And figuring out the rhythm when you have so much time. Abundance is also time. it's usually what we feel we have the least of. And literally, right? Literally, because if you're working a day job, then that means minimum, especially if you're salaried like I was, minimum 40 hours. And you know, most times you don't work your 40 hours, you're there longer. I realized that my relationship to employment, because I say work, but I think it's employment, was fucking my body up. And it's a whole conversation. I don't know for when. But now, we fast forward to now, and a lot of therapy sessions later, of figuring out what it looks like to start having the answers to what if. This is a long game, but I mean, I've worked 18 years. Ugh, as somebody who's 34, that sounds insane. And there are people who've worked longer than I have. What if I go the other way? What does that look like? What if what I imagine I actually make happen? What if it's possible? What if I can do this? So, I have been revving up pop-ups and seeing what I can do through Astrolizix, which is my crystal business, spiritual wellness, lifestyle brand, as well as remembering intimately that I am a writer first. And so we shall see what the future holds. I've started with the zine. I wanted to create 12 steps of letting go. It's literally been poems sitting around in my, a treasure chest, let's say. I was looking for another word. In my cofre of poems. I literally have so many poems that don't have a place yet. And so 12 steps is basically the ugly parts of detoxing love. And that is my 1.5 to Soliloquy of an Ice Queen. And so if you're listening on Monday, March 5th? No, March 6th. Today is March 5th. March 6th, so March 8th is my 3-year book birthday for Soliloquy of an Ice Queen. And what a ride it has been. I literally was like, 5 people will read this thing. And lo and behold, I still get, my 50 cents per royalty purchase from once in a while. And it's like, that doesn't feel like a lot, but there have been moments that I'm like, wow, I'm getting $100 here. I mean, that was hella long ago, but it's possible. And it's not huge, but the community that I am in keeps me not only afloat, but flowing along this river of possibility. I am also celebrating the amazing reviews of Reliving Mythology, the Voodoo Knots anthology of Black diaspora writers, Afrofuturistic writers, which is such a dope book. It's so cool. It's so cool to just be a part of that. And my poem is literally the first page. I'm always gushing about Voodoo Knots if you've been hearing for a while. Like, I love everything that they do, and it's free, life-changing workshops. Like, so I've had great reviews from Locust Magazine, and I don't want to mess up the person's name, but I'll put the links to those in the show notes. That's what I'll do. And it lets me know that I'm doing something right. Many times it's easy to underestimate the work that we do, the labors of love in being creative, because it's often not, rain and money, and so you're like, whatever, it's this thing. And I tend to do that a lot. And so I was able to like stop, go back and be like, yo, you really was writing. You really was out here writing mythology, bro. Creating characters, world building in a poem. Perfect segue. I am planning on doing I have a sci-fi and fantasy workshop. It's a multi-week, and there is a fee to it, but there are scholarships available. That is for the end of the month, and that is with Grub Street, so sign up. The only way I can teach it is if y'all sign up, so that's that. And so going back to the initial thought of the journey. So during therapy, I was told to just do a line of the journey here. And I think it's such a wonderful visual exercise. And so I draw this line. And then she's like, there's a series of questions here. And some of the ones that I can remember is like, I'm going to paraphrase, but like, where did you experience peace? What part of this line, this journey, did you experience kindness? That you experienced pride for what you've been doing? That you've experienced, let me see, I'm gonna pull this thing so you might hear me. Joy, that you have rested, that you've been in nature, that you've upheld your boundaries and made a hard decision. And it's literally like being in the thick of things is an easy way to forget the beauty and the pouring in that you encounter along the way. I just had to sit with that. Because what it does is that it makes this journey more bearable. It feels less alone to kind of stumble through what it looks like to be a full-time creative. Because there are days that I'm like, oof, bruh, I'm gonna need a little something to come through. Let me burn a bay leaf or something. And oh, that's funny. Things always come right on time. And I can only speak for me, right? But even my therapist said it, I'm here like, no, maybe I need to go back to work and do all these things and yada, yada, yada. And she's like, well, I can only speak for my belief system. And in my belief system, you're always taken care of. And so it goes back to a few episodes ago where I was like, if the work has already been done ancestrally, what is our role? What is our job? What is our true job as Black people, as brown people, as marginalized folks? If our ancestors have done the hard lifting, are we to continue that? Even though being a creative is no joke, I have like, shout out to the homies. Shout out to the people who see the vision, who hear your vision and say, here are some gaps, but also here is a way to make this happen. How do I join you in this thing? Come on this side so we can both make this thing happen. Basically, those things mean to me, I believe in you. And that's its own form of abundance. And so, this ain't no crystal stair. This shit is hard. I think I'm so accustomed to things. Ease feels hard. Gentleness feels difficult. And so I'm so used to like fighting, clawing my way into survival, that doing the opposite feels like laziness or feels like failure. Oh, I didn't write. I'm not really somebody who like sits and requires myself to write certain word counts, even though, you know, that is a practice that most or many writers do. But to beat myself up because I don't do it doesn't allow for the creativity to flow. To say that we did nothing when existing is enough is not going to make your art project, plans, goals come to fruition any faster. In fact, it's actually like, oh, you're mad that you decided to like actually binge watch a show. Whole time now you have a whole new story arc and have something inspiring the world that you've been trying to build for so long. So the journey, if you see my line, it's up, it's down, it's has sharp turns and soft bends and steep down downwards, and it steeps back up and slants and all kinds of things. And so it's literally like, you know, they say pressure builds diamonds, but where do they build? They build inside caves. Where are caves? Either they're high up or very deeply down. But no matter what, it is inside something that you have to keep hacking at until you get what you are looking for. And then you always want a bigger diamond, right? And so that's where I am. I'm in the cave where no one else is. I have the tiniest flashlight possible in this cave. And then I look around when I look at this line of my journey and realize I'm not alone. We might be in different, portions of the cave, but we're all heading towards something. And we're not alone. I think this time around, having community, it is I think I said this during my session. It is salvation for me, because there's so many things in place to make sure that we are alone and isolated and with no one around. Even if it's our like pet fish, bro, it's something, there's always something that's like, hey, you are not alone. Do not exist in that frequency that you are just out here carrying the galaxy on your back when there's the stars, right? And so, ancestrally, spiritually, emotionally, having support really makes this journey have some roses along the way. And so I've seen what it looks like behind, what is it, in the rearview mirror. And I'm continuing to see what it looks like moving forward. So, what if I end up in an amethyst cave? A rose quartz world? Who knows? And so I'm finna go find out. And it is a full moon tomorrow, so let's get into astrology and my woo-woo part. And so it's a full moon. Is it tomorrow? Oh, well, today is tomorrow now. It's midnight. So March 7. Y'all, I don't even know what exact date it is. Anyway, there's gonna be a full moon in Virgo. I think it's today if you're listening, March 6th. March 7 is Saturn going into Pisces. There's hella stuff going on in March. But those are two very key things. Why? So, and I also have a warning. Full moon in Virgo, literally purging, releasing, cleansing, detoxing, getting your shit together in a way of getting rid of what is not keeping you together. How can you add hints, not perfectionism, but hints of what makes you feel like there is perfection in your life? What is in the way of that? Remove it. How do you heal yourself? How do you create systems and organize hope within your life? Whatever is holding you back, remove it. Saturn in Pisces is here to add some boundaries, some clarity around the systems that support you in both worlds, I will say. The dream world, the otherworldliness, right? As well as this 3D realm that we live in, which is our day-to-day. Saturn is not here to play with foolishness. And so, especially my mutable people, which means if you're a Virgo, a Sagittarius, a Gemini, I'm missing one, and a Pisces. It's Pisces season. Happy Pisces season, friends. Shout out to my homegirl, Unethical Illusion. It will also be her birthday when my zine and my 3-year anniversary is happening. But anyway, back to that. Especially my mutable people. Be very intentional with what you say into this world, what you're thinking, and how you are existing in your day to day. Anyone who is manipulating, who is just falsities, and there's a fine line between duality and bullshit. Saturn's not here for that. And those things that look like structures that are on weak foundations are going to fall apart. You will answer for your delusion. A lot of people have been using the word delusion to mean like actually hoping. I did like a TikTok on this where I'm like, that's not the word that we're looking for. It's ilusionado. It's to believe that there are certain things that feel far from you, right? But that they are possible. Why am I having issues with my words? To feel your way through possibility is where I think we will all shine. And so be very mindful of using things for escaping, because Saturn's gonna be like, whoa, where are you going? Come back. Reality check. And Saturn will whoop your ass if you let it. So may we all surrender. May we release what no longer serves us so that we can be one with our reality and our dreams, which dreams are tangible things if we conspire with the universe and put plans together to make it happen. With that, this has been one of the longer ones in a while, but had some things on my spurt. Happy 305 day. That was literally Sunday when I started this episode. I am from the county of Dade, and I will talk to y'all again. I'm heading to AWP, so for anyone who knows what that is and you want to link up, hit me on Creatively Exposed or any of the Twitters and all of that stuff in the show notes, and we can connect. And so see you around. Do not forget that you are magic. Pas oublier que c'est magique. No te olvides que eres magia. Thank you, everybody. Are you interested in unlimiting your healing journey? If so, please check out astrolizasix.com, also in the show notes. If you want to begin your crystal collection, need a tarot reading for spiritual guidance, or a natal chart reading, the dates open up in next week, July 8th. So if you are interested in any of those things, we got decks, incense, sage, all of the things. Check out astrolizasix.com and reconnect to your inner healing.
Thank you for listening to the show. Check out our Patreon, the website in the show notes. Rate, review, and subscribe or share with the homie. And don't forget that you are magic. No te olvides que eres magia. Pas oublier que c'est magique. Take care and see you next week.